Headed out on a little second tour of duty, trying to do a little bit of messing around. Not really probably going to film much stuff, get you some little shorts and reels and things like that. It's all content world. Testing out some new gear. You know, we just don't put videos out how-to without doing it a lot. No willy-nilly stuff. We don't like to put a lot of hours behind it before we start telling you what you should be doing. We'll see. Stay tuned. Here you come. Here you come. Got him. Good one. Ooh, Braids. Got the Vanford smoking. Loomis loaded. Little combination of using 2D side imaging. Another graph shad just smoking. Boys and girls. I'll tell you the one thing you're gonna learn, whether you like this forward-facing thing or not, is how high these fish are in the column when you don't think they are. One little trick I'm gonna give you two little tricks here on the graph shads. Got that kind of barbarian style hook that VMC calls it. I don't know what they call it here, but I bend that up and over a little bit. I seem to get a lot better hookups. And then a little bit of dab of super glue on here, right behind gel super glue. It's gonna help that stay on there, especially when those little perch or non-target species, or even a couple of these walleyes picking it off today. So, graph shads, MEGA live too. Got him. No live bait needed today. Z-Man graph shads, smoking them. MEGA live too. Never, you'd never see those fish on 2D. They're so high, the boat spooks from them. But man, they are just chewing this thing up. The best part is because that Z-Man, their plastics, we're still using the same bait. Dozen plus fish, one bait, no re-rigging, a little bit of super glue, and you're good to go. Go on him. Touching, he's big. There we go. Oh, it's like ice fishing. There we go. Oh yeah. Donkey right here, boys and girls. That's a Shimano Vanford dragon. There was 3 in there. One thing you'll notice with this is when you got multiple bogeys, oh, that's a donkey. There was 3 donkeys up in here. "30-incher, fellas. 30-incher. We'll see what they hit right here. We're going to give you a little shot. Live and direct. We got that one from start to finish. Graph shads. It'd be one of my favorite casting baits. Right there, donkey up there is 3 big ones right in that group. Give you 2 little tips you're going to do with that graph shads after I put this thing. Things got a little hectic in the boat, so we're going to make it a little easier to show you some of the kind of tips that we do to rig up, kind of modify the Z-Man graph shads to make it, I don't want to say more fishable, but going to make it a lot easier on you. How about that? So first off is, I've got a pretty good hook on this thing. You can see, whoop, how about that? But what we like to do is bend that just a little bit to the side and a little bit up. Just the way that this kind of sits, I seem to just hook them a whole lot better like that. Just a little bit makes a big difference. Another thing is this holds on really well. This is Elastex, super stretchy, floats, different action. I think it's part of the reason that the thing is so good. The fork tail is a little bit bigger than the jerk shads and things that you've seen us use. But if you peel this back just a little bit there, we've got a pretty good sized surface area behind the jig head and in front of that body. Just use a kind of super glue, like a gel style like this here. That is really going to help you out for not having that bait get pulled down. I've had that where the fish will grab the back end of this, and because of the stretchiness, you know, pulls that off, then you don't get them. If it stays on, they tend to kind of go for that second go at it, and then you get them, which is a big deal. And then the next thing is really simply just, you know, how we actually rig that. So I've got really light line on this deal. I'm going to cut it off and show you that it is a line through style bait. And what we're going to do is, it's really difficult to see this because the stuff is so small. The line is so tiny. But on the top of this jig head here, there is no line tie. So it's a through style. So I almost need my bloody cheaters for this. And I literally do need the cheaters because we are in a dark garage here and we have got really small. This is actually 10-pound test P-line Shinsei. It's a really strong leader material, but it's really small stuff. And we've got a little, I know you can't see that probably in there, but barely. It's a really tiny little hole. So what we're going to do is we're going to thread this through. And again, I think it's pretty easy. So you see, boom, it's right through the hole there. And then the actual line tie, you can see the other one where I cut the other one off there, is underneath the jig head. Now the advantage to this is going to sit perfect every time. So, you know, you get your knot on there with the traditional setup and it's this way, it's that way, and it's changing how that comes through the water. This, having that allows Z-Man to get you the exact perfect action on there. It's very easy to do, even if you need cheaters like me, because you're in the dark garage and you guys old enough that you know that you need it a little bit light to tie things. But at any rate, you tie that on there and that is going to make sure you get a really unique action. It's going to be a totally different bait than you guys that are just using a tungsten jig head and a kind of, you know, jerk shads or some type of minnow setup. So again, that is the deal for rigging. Back to catching. Big old gravel lizard right here going back home. You don't eat donkeys. Affects your fish karma. Weren't planning on filming, just out testing new gear. You know, all these videos and things we tell you kind of how-tos. We don't know it right out of the gate, so we're out there kind of practicing that stuff. All I can tell you is graph shads by Z-Man. Oh boy, gonna have a lot of them tied up on the Loomises from here on out. But casting forward-facing Mega Live 2 is superior to Mega Live 1, I can tell you that. And you learn an awful lot with the forward-facing stuff, whether you like it or not. So you'll probably see some more stuff coming. Would you like to see some more forward-facing big water fishing?